Last year, Aimbridge Hospitality and European Village Holdings signed a letter of intent for future collaboration, and they have now finalized a technical service agreement. This agreement pertains to their joint efforts in developing the Wyndham Grand Residences Batumi Gonio Hotel Complex. What makes this complex attractive to your company?
That's a good question. The vision of the owners is always a driver of how we can see what will be there. And looking at the project that European Village has developed there, we can see it's unique for the market. It's in a unique location, building it into a special part of Batumi's nature environment. The beaches in Gornio, in this area, are worldwide known for its cleanliness and for the water quality. And building on top of that is then the vision of the owner to develop an all-inclusive entertainment complex at the highest level of luxury, to offer guests something new that doesn't exist in the country yet.
How does Aimbridge Hospitality effectively maintain high hotel occupancy rates in their practice?
It's part of our core value delivery to the owner that we need to prove ourselves literally every day as we're engaging in these projects. It's down to our people. We, as David said earlier, we're hiring the best in the market for our destinations to be able to deliver both in the competition as well as for the market, and retain them as well by continuing developing our technology, developing our practices, training, and making sure we're always at the cutting edge of the market for those technologies and processes. And at the same time, developing that meaningful relationship with the owners to make sure that we're developing the project both in the interest of the owner, but also in the right direction to be able to compete throughout.
What is the difference between local apartment complexes and international branded hotel chains?
When you talk about local branded apartment hotels, these are basically what we would call unbranded apartments that are running under the name of the developer themselves. The big difference is that the reach for the brand is much greater globally. When we enter the new markets, to what we did here in Georgia, is to understand where are the feeder channels, where's the customer coming from, where's the interest coming from. When we see these countries going into the Middle East, into Central Asia, and Europe as well, then we understand that with a brand you have a greater reach to achieve, and you have a greater exposure to those feeder markets than if you're trying to do this yourself.
What can you tell more in detail? What makes all-inclusive hotels unique and special in your opinion?
As David mentioned earlier, the entertainment value is very important to be able to keep your customer, your guests on site for pretty much the entire duration of the stay. And for that, you need to have a variety of concepts to entertain them. There's the culinary concepts in the different outlets and restaurants that you're running, the entertainment for children, for adults, the romantic sector, the family sector. You need to look at all these aspects and create a wide variety of entertainment there to bind your customer to it, that they find something new to discover every day.
How closely do you work with tour operators in the tourism industry?
Of course, especially in a tourism destination like the west of Georgia here on the Black Sea is very dependent on tour operators throughout the world to bring customers to us. Customers that we cannot reach ourselves, that we brought in. We are looking equally at international operators that we have a long-standing relationship as Aimbridge throughout the world, but we're also looking at the local entrepreneurs because they build their own business. They understand where they find their customers, usually specializing in a specific destination where they find customers from. And when we lock in with them, they are usually very committed to the product they want to sell, and they have a personal investment in driving this business for you. So once you have a good relationship with a tour operator, this is an unbreakable bond that will produce for you throughout the season and even beyond.
How would you describe the level of comfort in working with the team from European Villages, Wyndham Grand Residences, Batumi Gonio?
The team from the European Village Wyndham Grand Residences Batumi Gonio has been fantastic to work with right from the beginning. We started our collaboration with the Greenfield planning in October, November of last year, and we have come a long way of looking both at the operational side of the different buildings that you're concepting, the layout for it, the staffing operations that will ensue after we pre-open the hotel. And it's been fantastic to work together with your expertise in design, in engineering, and architecture, together with our technical services expertise and our operational expertise that flows into those buildings.
How does your company go about recruiting and training staff members?
Very good question, and very important, especially for an upcoming region like Georgia at the moment. Of course, we are sourcing locally as much as we can, because we also see ourselves as educator in our industry for hospitality, which is very important for a tourist destination like Batumi, particularly. And we are looking for the talent here, for the raw talent, and we are bringing our expertise in training and development to the market from abroad, from the vast resources within the company, to help train our teams for the different projects that we're running. And that overall helps to elevate the skill level in the market. We've seen this in many other destinations where we engaged early on, especially in Eastern Europe since the 90s.
What makes Wind & Grant Residences Batumi Gornja stand out in your opinion?
I think the unique concept of being an all-inclusive on such a grand scale. We have 4 distinct projects working together as one village on different levels and catering to different needs, from family to luxury traveler. And then the offer of creating such an all-inclusive environment in such a beautiful and special location that Gornja is just a unique kind of proposal to customers that doesn't exist in the country, and we're very proud that we're part of the development.
What aspects of this project do you find interesting?
I think it's the new collaboration, building something out of the green field, as I said, making it 4 distinct different operations within one village. I think that creates great challenges for us to understand how we can combine the work and the operation later on in it, and also how to sell it to our clients worldwide.
How difficult is to plan and to prepare a project like this in advance?
It becomes easier the more experience you have. And as you heard from David, Aimbridge has experience since the 60s of working on projects with owners together. So it is part of our core competency. And so we're very comfortable on working on projects of all kinds, if it's hotel, apart hotels, resorts. And therefore, I wouldn't call it difficulties. I think it's a positive challenge every time. And of course, we're always proud once we are pre-open and we operate the property that we helped to design and to develop, to see the final result and being able to put this onto our portfolio. We're very proud of.